Hey, guitar thinkers. Knowing the numbers of chords in a particular key is a extremely helpful skill to know as a guitarist and as a musician to help you be able to play lots of different tunes quickly because these chords in a particular key just become a number. This is a 5, this is a 4, this is a 2 minor, this is a 5, and this is a 1. If we were to change keys, that 5, 4, 2 minor, 5, 1 pattern would be different chords, but the numbers would be the same. And that's why it's so important to think of chords this way. So, in the key of E major, here are the diatonically occurring chords, meaning these are the chords that happen in the key of E major. All of the notes of each one of these chords are going to exist in the key of E major, which has 4 sharps. That means that a lot of these chords are going to have a lot of sharps in them because the key of E major has 4 sharps. That's why we got a lot of sharps. Okay, so E major is 1, F sharp minor is 2 minor, G sharp minor is 3 minor, A is 4, B is 5, C sharp minor is 6 minor, D sharp minor 7 flat 5 is technically this is the 7th chord in the key of E major. In a pop context, it's not that common that we would play a chord like this. We would typically play what's called a 5/7 chord, and we're going to talk about that in just 1 minute. So this D sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, also known as D half diminished seventh, is technically the 7th chord in the key of E major. And this D sharp is a leading tone up to E, which is our 1. Okay, let's talk about some different chord shapes that still go through this 1, 2 minor, 3 minor, these diatonic chords in the key of E major, but these chords are going to be maybe a little prettier. So E add 9 we could use as 1, the first chord on the key. F sharp minor 11 we could use as 2 minor. G sharp minor 7 is 3 minor. A add 9, this is a really pretty shape we could use as the 4th chord in the key of E major. B sus is 5. C sharp minor 7 is a 6 minor chord. This is a really cool shape with these open strings down here. B becomes the minor 7th, and E is the minor 3rd, and then the rest of your fingers here, if we look at the fingers, first finger, third finger, and fourth finger, this is just a power chord shape. So it's a really easy chord to play, but a very sophisticated sounding chord with these open strings and this minor 7. Okay. The 7th chord in the key, like we mentioned, is technically a D sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, but in pop tunes, we usually play something that looks and sounds more like this. This is what's called a 5/7 in Nashville number charts, B over D sharp. B is the 5th chord in the key of E major, and D sharp is the 7th note in the key of E major. So this would be called 5/7, meaning that the 7th note in the key is the bass note. Let's go to the notes here. D sharp is the 7th note in the key of E major, and that is the bass note of this particular chord. This here is just a B major triad. So if we look here, we've got our root, 3rd, and 5th in B major, and our 3rd is in the bass position. Now, these are the chord tones relative to B. But relative to E, we would call it a 5/7, meaning this is the 5th chord, B major, in the key of E, and this is the 7th note in the key of E. In the bass position, that is 5/7, B over D sharp. And again, this leading tone is going to lead us back up to E, which is our first chord in the key of E major. And I hope that is helpful to you. These are the chords in the key of E major. This is how to think about numbers in a particular key. If we were to change this chord progression to G, or if we were to change it to A, you would be thinking, okay, that's a 1, that's a 2 minor, that's a 5, that's a 3 minor, that's a 6 minor, that type of thing. And it makes transposing, playing in different keys very, very easy with a little bit of practice. So see you at guitarthinker.com. Take this quiz and get the practice for yourself, earn the badge, and I'll see you there.